G'day, podcaster. Fun one today. I did a prank call. You rarely do prank calls these days in radio, but it's good to bring one back. We heard from some people who met some big celebs into cluuurb. And also, I think we had... Yeah, no, it is. Definitely is. My favourite call of 2025 so far.
A good sell for this podcast, Liam. You said, this was my favourite podcast in such a long time. I'm going to share it on my story.
Yes. So hello if you're...
Oh, my God, really?
Mhm.
We've bloody made it.
It's got the call up. So hello as well if you're if you've clicked on this from my story. I can see the link clicks. Never goes too well. Never goes too well.
Can you give me a number? Like roughly.
I think the last...
Can I guess?
Yeah, okay. Guess how many people saw it as opposed to how many people link clicked it. Just in my head, just roughly.
Saw it?
Yeah.
Let's go 75,000 and there was 700 click-throughs.
Oh, my God.
I'll give you the stats tomorrow.
Yep.
From memory, the last time I put a story up about it, I reckon 100-odd thousand people saw the story.
Yep.
And there was 39 click-throughs.
Ooh.
Not 100 to 39, 100,000 odd to 39.
Hey, but that's like 39 people that gave it a shot.
That's it. So hopefully you're, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe you're just a regular podcast listener, or maybe you're like, oh, the Borat guy does a podcast. Oh, I'll have a listen.
Imagine if you were one of those 39 and you got converted.
You'd feel special.
And now you're listening to this.
You would feel so special, and you are special, because you're one of a very rare group. So enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You ready?
stop what you're doing and listen.
Live across Australia.
It's radio. This is Ben, Liam, and Bell on Nova.
Yes, very fitting. There was a lot of golf over the weekend for those watching the US Open.
Yep, falling on deaf ears in here, mate.
Is that really the biggest thing that happened over the weekend?
In my world it was, Belle. In my world it was.
Well, there was actually something more local that happened over the weekend. We want to kick off the show tonight, 13-24-10. Who came to the club? In Melbourne, Saturday night, Chapel Street, Chase's nightclub. Huge news. Katy Perry rocked up after her concert. It was her last concert for the Melbourne run. And she rocked up just randomly and shouted drinks at Chase's nightclub. We are now joined by Yasmin, who was actually there on Saturday night. Good evening, Yasmin. Did you know she was going to be there?
Hello. There was rumours. She did mention it at the concert that night that I went to beforehand. But, I just assumed it was kind of joking, but I was actually going out anyway. And then lo and behold, she rocks up.
That's wild. So what were the exact words that she said on stage?
Well, to be fair, she did say, where are we partying tonight? And then said the exact name of the club. So I feel like, 22,000 people could have got the memo if they really listened.
Yeah. And was the lineup like around the corner, or before she got there, was it kind of like chill?
It was actually pretty chill until she rocked up, and then they closed the doors after that. And the rest is history.
So, Yasmin, are you a huge Katy Perry fan?
Yes, I am guilty as charged. It's been a tough time for the Katy cast.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Do you sense, and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the experience, but as you said, it's been a bit of a tough time for the Katy fans lately, obviously with the whole space thing. People didn't react to that too well. Is this the PR team working overtime being like, let's go to a nightclub and pay for everyone's drinks?
I think it's Katy Perry working overtime, to be honest, because the only reason I stayed out till 3 a.m. was because Katy Perry was in the house. So I honestly don't know how she does it, but it is impressive, to say the least.
So let's talk about her doing the shouting of the drinks. Apparently it was 1 hour of free drinks, was it? How did that work?
Yeah, so basically she just got on the mic and said that, like, woo, free drinks on the house, and then obviously everyone swarmed to the bar. So the line was pretty long. I think I managed to get one or two on the house, but the next day was really the painful part. Yeah. Thanks, Katy.
Was it that cool thing where she's like, free drinks for the next hour, but only base beers, what's on tap? Like, was there like a no cocktails kind of rule?
No limits on the tab.
Oh,
thankfully.
Really? So you could get double vodkas. You could just go nuts.
Oh, yeah, double park, everything. She did not hold back.
Let's go.
How close to Katy did you get personally?
Well, I actually was right next to her by accident. Like, I ended up just getting pushed to where she was standing. And, yeah, I was literally underneath where she was dancing for, 40 minutes of her night. And then maybe I asked if she could be my hall pass, but she didn't reply to that one. So
Bless you, Yasmin, shooting your shot. So was it just a big Katy Perry karaoke thing? Like, what was going on there?
Well, initially it was meant to be. It was like a designated after-party Katy Perry concert. But Katy actually got on the mic and was like, guys, I want to hear all the girlies. I want to hear Lady Gaga. Let's not play my songs. I know. So, honestly, I should be asking for a refund, if anything, because I didn't get my 3 hours of Katy Perry non-stop. But no, it was so good.
Well, Yasmin, sick you were there. Thanks for regaling us with the tales from the weekend. Sounds like you had an unreal time.
Thanks, guys. It was great.
13 24 10, we have asked who came to the club.
It doesn't have to be like a big star. It could also, some people have their 5 minutes. Like, I think even when that Baby Reindeer show came out, remember the real lady was doing the nightclub circuit?
That's right.
Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, she was doing appearances.
Yeah,
and
texting
stuff.
people after.
Yeah, well, that's true. If there was a D-grade celeb as well who rocked up but then was acting like they should have been given VIP, we'd love to hear about it.
Gidom joins us now. Who came to the club?
Yeah, I had a pretty good one, actually. When Leonardo DiCaprio was filming The Gatsby in Sydney, however long ago that was, I went to the same club. He used to go out every single Friday night. So I actually randomly ended up going to the bathroom and actually ended up taking a whiz next to Leo because essentially, I don't know. I didn't know. I think I got in there before. The security guards knew that anyone else was in there, so they made sure that no one was in there and they realized that I was still there. So pulled up next to me and I got to take a whiz next to the big man.
I mean, the big man? Or
No, not in that sense as well.
Damn.
I realized as I phrased it incorrectly.
Did you have a chat to him at all?
Not really. I think I got a bit starstruck. But the thing is that he used to go to the same club every Friday night when he was in Sydney. That time it was in King's Cross back in the day when it was a bit more lively. And essentially he would go there every Friday night, see if we didn't have a good crack at chatting to him that week. We could try the next week and see whether he was a bit more open to it. So
he's just never really stopped partying, that guy, right? Like, it's always all his girlfriends 23, and then but isn't there that cake, the viral cake, and it's like, no, don't turn 24, you're so sexy.
No, once you're 25, then you can no longer date him.
25.
Sam in Brisbane, who came to the club.
Well, it's a technicality because it's still a club, but it's not a nightclub. It was a frequent flyer club in the airport.
Oh, yeah?
And Matt Damon came through, and as he walked past us, I went, hey, look, it's Mark Wahlberg. And my wife, died.
You know what? That's better than going,
Matt Damon.
Doing the Team
I
America.
said it loud enough that he definitely heard me.
I wouldn't pick him to be just in the frequent flyer bit. I would have thought maybe more private, but that's really cool.
I suppose, but that's the thing. If he's going to come out to Australia, we don't actually have that much exclusive stuff at airports, you know what I mean? Unless you're flying private, he's just going to slum it.
Sam, was Matt Damon with a big entourage or solo?
There's probably his kids were with him.
That's a family, It's not less of an entourage.
Yeah, it's a tiny entourage, yes. Entourage by blood.
Thanks so much, Sam Paul. Also in Brisbane, good evening. Who came to the club?
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie. All right. When was this?
This is about 20 years ago at the Hilton in Brisbane. She was touring and she was staying in the hotel, and the club, there's a nightclub at the Hilton, and they sectioned off an area there because I go there every weekend myself, and they sectioned off an area. She came down and hung in a little area, didn't speak to her, or no one really spoke to her, and then she hung out. And then when I don't know what she did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, you pop a couple bottles into cluuurb. What else are you going to do when you're famous,
Been some massive names.
Yeah.
Damon, Minogue.
Yep.
Before that we had...
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Let's see what Jamie in Brisbane's got. Who came to the cluuurb?
Mate, biggest one of them all, Will Ferrell.
Oh, I love it. Will Ferrell.
Where?
Will Ferrell. So it was when he was doing the world promo with Marky Mark for the other guys.
Yeah.
And he was in Cavill Ave, exactly how you would expect to see him on his comedy shows. He was like that in person. Bottle full of buzz. My mind got what you need if you need to fill a buzz. He was everywhere, hopping down Cavill Ave.
Did he have his shirt off?
To be honest, I don't. Probably as the night went on, I dare say he probably would have. But yeah, you could see him from a mile away. He was so tall, everyone was around him, and he was just living his absolute best life.
Oh, I imagine it like old school, Frank the Tank when he's like running.
Come on, we're streaking! Come on!
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
I bet you can't keep a mewing streak for this whole podcast.
Lenny Kravitz is coming to town. Big Lenny. Well, he's coming to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide. He's missing Perth, but he's also playing Mildura. So that's good. He's doing the regions. Not many people play Mildura. I think Kings of Leon did in 2022.
We don't often talk about Lenny Kravitz on this show, but I feel like we love Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Lenny Kravitz.
Oh,
is
yes.
Great.
Yes.
He's also, obviously he's a great artist, but he is shredded. And there's videos that always go viral of him, in his leather chaps, working out. The guy's absolutely staunch. And that's why I thought it'd be a good idea to call a gym in Mildura. I'm sure they'll be very excited there about the Lenny news.
No.
To maybe just feel them out later in the year to see if it's a good facility where Lenny could train.
Oh, like you want to book out the whole gym or something?
Book out the whole gym.
Yeah,
just
smart.
don't tell anyone about it, but Lenny's going to be there.
Yep.
So you'll have to block out the gym for that weekend.
What, and you're going to be his manager or something?
Yeah, I'll be Lenny's manager.
Yeah,
so
right.
Let's see how we go.
All right.
Hi, thank you for calling Club Aquarius. This is Daniel. Can I start with your name, please?
Hey there. The name's Chip Lando. I manage the recording artist Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, right. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, very well, thank you. I don't know if you saw, but in the fall, Lenny has locked in some dates in Mildura. He's going to be playing at the Sporting Precinct, which we're very excited about. Lenny is really into his fitness and health and biohacking, and we were just wondering if we could feel out your facility. Perhaps Lenny could come in to train later in the year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. We do, short-term memberships and everything like that. So
Amazing.
Yeah, if at any stage you wanted to come in and check it out, then yeah, feel free.
That's incredible. I just had a few questions. Do you guys have hyperbaric napping capsules to accelerate tissue recovery and neurogenesis?
Nah, sorry, we don't, mate.
Okay. What about full-spectrum light therapy showers?
Nah, look, mate, we're your pretty run-of-the-mill gym, but to be honest, mate.
Okay, that's fine. Lenny just likes to adjust his circadian rhythm before a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have stem cell infusion lounges, though, right?
Nah, mate, nah.
Okay. Because Lenny likes an intravenous post-workout cocktail of peptides, NAD, and cultivated
mate,
stem cells. It's what kept him young all these years. I'm sorry, man. I can't. Sorry, it's Ben Lim and Bell from Nova. We heard the news that Lenny was coming to Mildura, and we know he's very jacked. He works out in leather pants a lot, and we just thought we'd call some of the local gyms to see if they'd let him in.
Yeah. Look, once I heard you talk about biohacking, I was like, yeah, there's no way. I'm going to do the right thing here, but nah.
What's your name again, mate?
Daniel, mate.
Daniel, oh man, thank you for having some fun with us. I mean, to be fair, I think anyone should go to Club Aquarius if they're in Mildura. It sounds like you guys got a great, even though it's run of the mill, Sounds like a good facility.
Yeah, appreciate it, mate. I appreciated the American accent. It was actually really good.
That bit was Baby Gronk approved.
Right now, we are doing the Forbidden Folder.
Yeah, this is where we ask all the naughty questions that our boss says we probably shouldn't do, but we do them anyway. And tonight we want to know 13 24 10. Have you done a runner? It could be from maybe paying a taxi or a restaurant, or you've done something bad and just absolutely bolted out of there. You may have seen the news story over the weekend of this $50,000 chair that's called the Van Gogh chair over in Italy in a museum. It's this model chair. And it's covered in Swarovski crystals. It's worth $50,000. These tourists went over, pretended to sit on it to take the photo. The guy, who looks like he weighs about, 100-something kilos, falls onto it and completely shatters the chair. They then didn't notify anyone. They just did a runner and got out of the museum, didn't notify staff or anyone.
And the footage is everywhere. Like, everyone's seen it.
Totally. So they've gone out of there. This actually happened 2 months ago. And the museum only just released the footage. And so they're now saying, look at this couple. They didn't tell us what happened. They just got out of there. But this couple for 2 months has been like, we totally got away with it.
Yeah, no one knows. Is this rude to say they look American?
Yeah, they do.
They just
Yeah.
look like American tourists.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on holidays and you're like, the Americans here.
And, like-
you always hear them before you see them.
Yeah, like I said, it's been everywhere over the weekend. So you've probably seen the footage. They're doing like it's so stupid because they're pretending to sit on it. They're like hovering, like, oh, I'm sitting on the chair, and then to then fall onto it. It's like, what did you think was going to happen?
To be fair, for a $50,000 chair, it should be able to support someone sitting on it.
It's made of foil.
Yeah, it looks pretty
underneath.
flimsy.
So yeah,
Okay,
it's
made
actually
of foil.
it's actually made of foil, and then on top of the foil is the crystals. But it's not like sentimental value or anything. It's just called the Van Gogh chair because it's modelled off that famous painting.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it actually doesn't hold any like worth beyond the fact that it's covered in the crystals. But 132410, have you done a runner? We'd love to hear your story.
Stacey in Brizzy, have you done a runner?
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was my boyfriend at the time, husband now. So we were coming back from the pub, and he threw up all in the taxi, all over the window, and we had to make a run for him. We got away. We felt bad, but
You felt hang on. You felt bad, but I mean, come on. Now. Like, not only have you not paid for the fare, but there's also a soiling fee, you know?
Also, I just imagine you getting dropped off at your home and then you running inside.
Yeah. He'll never find us.
Rhiannon in Brisbane, good evening. You've done a runner. What happened?
hello, yes, unfortunately I have. I feel so bad about it still. We ended up ordering like caviar and all these like expensive like hors d'oeuvres, and we didn't realize that the meal was going to come to approximately nearly $300, and we only had about
you would never guess that from the caviar. That's so true.
Yeah, exactly, right.
How are you to know? I mean,
yeah, right. And then it wasn't even like it was good, but like it's caviar, like
$300 good? No way.
Yeah, it's
right. I don't really want to eat some fish's pregnant. You
did enough to order it, but obviously not enough to pay for it. Yeah, of course.
Why would you order it then?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Well, it was like I don't know. It was a special occasion anyway. But so we ended up. I ended up being like, oh, I need to go to the toilet, and then I ended up texting who I was with at the time when I was in the toilet, being like, oh, can you just be able to go as well? Yeah.
Oh,
thanks for your call,
gosh.
Rhiannon. I mean, I feel like we're just going to judge everyone who calls. It's not good to do a runner.
No.
Ever.
And
But
that's the thing.
that's the forbidden folder, okay? Greg joins us now. Greg, you did a runner.
Yes, I have, mate.
Tell us about it.
Oh, I was at the casino, had a few frothies, decided to get the taxi up to the strippers.
Yeah.
Taxi driver drove over the Yarra, stopped at 7-Eleven, thought he'd run in and grab a packet of smokes and left it running. So me and a mate, I just jumped over into the driver's seat and upped it all the way up to the strippers in it, through every red light, everything.
That's not a runner. That's Grand Theft Auto.
That is something different entirely. Belt's right. Yeah.
Well, it was his fault. He shouldn't have left the keys in it.
Well, yeah, but Greg, so what happened after you drove the car?
I just locked it up and just threw the keys over. There was a little wire fence there. So I just threw the keys over the wire fence, and we went out for a cigarette a bit later, and there's about 30 taxis up the street where it was parked.
My God.
So I'm glad we got away while we would have got killed.
Yeah, Greg, you have a very distinct whistle in your voice. It's a nice sound. I love it.
No worries, mate.
Good on you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
I would have loved to have heard him say 7 slippery seals sing songs.
Should we ask him?
I don't think he would do that.
He's gone. He's
He
got better
didn't sound like
things
the
to
kind
do.
of guy who wanted to play the game.
No.
Yeah, he was fully the Shooty and I hadn't had a single whistle since. Was he from the Ultra Tuner?
It was such a clean whistle.
Singing that brain.
That was the cleanest whistle. That was like a car. You know, you get those hotted up cars. I loved that. I mean, obviously, I do not condone any of the acts in the call, but the call itself, you got to admit, that was impressive. That was very impressive.
W's in the chat for this pod. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
We get given $100 to buy one of your weekend stories. So 13 24 10 is our number. The catch is We can only spend $100 and you can only give us 3 words or less.
Like an example of my weekend would be fasting for bum.
Yep.
And I'm not going to be here tomorrow, and I can't tell you why because no one's picked my story, but maybe more will be explained on Wednesday.
Or you can listen to the Ben Liam podcast.
That's true. We do go into
yes.
very in-depth detail there.
Yeah, in-depth being the key word. Some would say too much detail.
Okay.
And some would say too deep.
Okay.
Right up there.
So you give us your 3 words. If we buy your story for $100, we'll hear the full story after that. Nat in Brisbane, let's kick it off with you. Give us your 3-word headline.
Big weekend bender.
Big weekend
Whoa.
bender.
Then again, I reckon like last week or the week before, someone was like, massive, crazy night. And it was like, yeah, we were out until like 12:30 and we just had so many drinks. And I'm like, what?
I'm lukewarm on that one at the moment.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it has to be a bender for the ages.
Okay. Well, Nat, just hang there just in case. Aaron in Melbourne, good evening. Give us your 3-word headline.
Most painful birthday.
Oh, that's good. And it actually links into what we're going to be doing next.
Oh, well, then that's the thing. We don't really want to, do that now then. Maybe we hold off on that.
Or maybe it's just like we'll just perfectly marry into the next thing. I don't know. We'll find out. Tony, what's yours?
Sausage rat mystery.
Okay, well, I feel like one says a mystery in anything.
I think he's taking the cake there. Sausage rat mystery. I mean, we want to know that story. Tony, you've got $100. Tell us what happened.
So over the weekend, we were lining up at a restaurant, and all of a sudden, out of the alleyway, this huge rat comes out with a sausage in his mouth and just stares at everyone. Everyone freaks out. They all run away. And we just went up to the front of the line, and we got in earlier as a result.
You saw Ratatouille in real life.
I mean, that is awesome. Only question I have is, what was the mystery?
Yeah, that was it. That was the thing. The mystery was like we went inside early. We got in earlier than everyone else.
I think it was deceiving.
Line.
It was deceiving. No. Like, I would say, if you were to say sausage rat story or sausage rat encounter.
Mayhem.
Yeah. But mystery, it's sort of, I feel a little
cheated.
A little cheated. I'm happy, Tony, but I don't know. I'm not fully fulfilled.
If you put on our podcast as you go to sleep, this one's for you.
13/24/10. What's the birthday you'll never forget? Big happy birthday over the weekend to Donald Trump. Now, you may have seen there was lots of rioting going on in America, the No Kings parade. He also had his own birthday. Bit of a fizzer, by all accounts. Yeah. Low numbers because, half the US were rioting. The other half sort of rocked up. I think some people were buying tickets for certain events as well and doing that thing where they don't show up so it looks even emptier.
Yeah.
I think we've got some audio of, you would imagine, you see those things in like North Korea and it's like the military display and the crowd's going wild. There's just a few people sort of smattered around and you've got these tanks rolling through. They also sound like they need some WD-40.
Yeah, someone should have greased those wheels.
100%.
But the fact that you can hear that squeaking, there's no cheering, like you said, the stands were all empty. Like, hearing the squeaking of that just makes it even worse. But yeah, it does prove that no one wanted to be there to celebrate.
Yeah, things going a bit weird over there at the moment. But hey, 13/24/10. What's the birthday you'll never forget? Maybe it was for all the wrong reasons. Maybe it was just like a really good one. Maybe it's for the good reasons.
Yeah, we could have some nice stories, some positive stories, but then also, if it
mainly
sucked.
if it sucked would be. I think if we focus on the negative, that would be funny. Anne in Melbourne, what's the birthday you'll never forget?
Oh, it was my amazing 50th birthday with a lot of people. Had far too many sherbets, fell and broke my leg and ended up in hospital.
Yeah, that'll happen. Did you do something cool at least, like the worm or something?
No, I actually, people were just jumping on me and everything, and I just slipped, fell, and I thought it was only sprained, but no, it was broken.
Yeah, big pile on.
That's it. When you're 50, your bones are they're going to be more fragile. And, Anne, I'm glad you learnt your lesson and, you're still dancing responsibly.
Yeah, pile-ons are more of a 12-year-old birthday game.
Yeah.
but-
Were you playing Stacks on?
I hope I still have that vibe at 50.
Yeah.
And thanks so much, Nat in Brisbane. Good evening. What's the birthday you'll never forget?
Mine would be my 24th, where my sister threw me a surprise party, which was after my very first day of working a new job. And I'm not entirely sure how, but I think she managed to steal my phone, and she got about 10 or 15 people that she had never met to come to this party. And yeah,
Oh, that's
she
sweet.
managed to get a whole bunch of people that I knew that she never knew. And she got me to come to a surprise party. So
And was everyone there like you liked them all?
all but one. But, that person, oh well.
Yeah.
It still came.
How is your sister to know?
Exactly. I thought Nat, you meant like she got your phone, just invited everyone, and then you've got people that you haven't spoken to in years. You've got ex-boyfriends, ex-bosses. That would be horrendous. Anonymous in Sydney. Good evening. Well, what's the birthday you'll never forget?
Hi. So it was my 17th birthday. My mum was going home to pull up a surprise birthday for me. And as she got home, she found my father in bed with her best friend / my brother's teacher.
Whoa!
Hang on.
Mrs. Nichols, what are you doing here?
Wait, sorry, what was the connection? In bed with who?
My brother's teacher / my mum's best friend.
Oh, happy birthday to Anonymous.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So then what happened after that? The party was off, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what happened after that. I was very young.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing. I mean, that is
No, it's funny.
truly awful. I know, I'm glad you can admit it. It is funny. It's awful, but it's like something from a show.
Yeah. Are they still together? Do you know?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Dad was just going the extra mile for that A+, huh? I will get my son into a good uni. By God, if it kills me, I'll do whatever it takes.
It's the Liam, Ben and Bell podcast. Liam owes me $50 for saying that.
Look, cost of living, it's rising. Everyone's struggling. But I tell you who's not. Anthony Albanese. He has gotten himself a pay rise. So if you didn't know, he was on $607K a year.
Very specific.
Yeah, it is. Doing pretty well for himself. But he's getting a $15K pay rise on top of that, taking him to $622K a year.
Do we know why? Like, just what you...
Well, I guess if you make up the rules, you'd like. If I was the boss, I would do that too, right?
True.
I would just, if I was the PM, I'd just go for a cool meal.
Yeah.
I'd round it up.
Well, he's doing way better than the New Zealand Prime Minister. They're getting $450K a year.
It's actually more than I thought they would.
I think it's fair the Australian Prime Minister should have more than the New Zealand. You know what I mean? It's bigger land mass. More people.
Well, if the Australian Prime Minister is getting $622K a year, Lehman Bell, what do you reckon the President of the United States, Donald Trump, would get?
Oh, here we go. I mean, if you're talking about someone wanting to make their own paycheck,
Well,
what do you think?
Well, anything he's getting from the government is chump change to what money he actually has. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it doesn't actually matter how
Just
much.
throw a number out there, though. What's his salary?
Let's say 500,000 US.
What?
I've got all my sums in AUD.
No,
Okay, well that would be like close to $1 million.
It's not $1 million. He's actually getting less than Albo.
Oh.
Sheesh kebab.
Yeah, so Trump is on $617K a year. So it feels like Albo's just put his up slightly above Trump's.
And aren't they like meeting? There's the G7 summit.
Yeah.
So do you reckon he's done that just in time to sort of, it's like a bit of a pissing contest for
He's
him?
going to drop a payslip.
He's like, oh, how much do you
This blew me away because then I started looking into it because I was curious about who gets paid what. The Prime Minister of Singapore is on, this is all AUD by the way, is on $2.5 million.
Really?
See, I was going to think maybe Trump was on about that. So that to me, okay.
And the reason that the Singaporeans did that was it was a politician said, if we pay the politicians lots of money, it will keep corruption out of the government.
That is good move. That's a good move. How's that going?
But $2.5 million is nowhere near the top. Any guesses what country has the highest paid leader? Russia?
Yeah, I was going to say Russia as well.
It's not Russia.
Putin. I mean, I feel like those big dog leaders, like they have so many other.
Wait, we're not dumb question. We're not counting the king, are we?
If you want to do the king, I've got that. King Charles is on 23 million a year.
Oh my gosh.
But this leader...
But this person's more.
More than that. When I say it, you go, oh, of course.
Oh, Kim Jong.
Yeah, you got it.
Kim.
Of course.
He's on 100 million a year.
Supreme Leader.
Supreme Leader.
Well, he is divine. He doesn't even have a butthole.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard. He's also got the PB in every Olympic event.
Yes.
And do you know the first time he played golf, this is my favourite one, he got, I think it was 13 hole-in-ones.
I like the contrast of Kim, 100 million a year, to the president of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. He's on 18K a year.
Dude.
That's less than a 14-year-old working part-time on minimum wage at Macca's. He's running the country.
That is insane, isn't it?
Still not the smallest. The smallest.
Wait,
Someone's earning less than Widodo?
There's less than Widodo. They're Vietnam's prime minister. They're on 12K a year.
Yeah.
Actual?
12K a year.
Okay. Well, that's good, honest politicians, right?
That's like you would. I trust you more. If you're on 12K a year, it's like you are not. There's no corruption. You're not. You're just doing this for the love of it, obviously.
And that's it.
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.